So very recently we've launched ITVX. This is our new free-to-air streaming platform. It's a huge, I think, leap forward for us in terms of our digital transformation. So up to then we had the ITV Hub. That was doing pretty well, but it was very much used as a catch-up service. We had around about sort of 9 million monthly users, sort of reach of about 36 million. But ITVX, because of the huge new investment in programming, so we're investing about £180 million in new programming just for ITVX. And that is the biggest investment actually since the launch, we think, of Channel 4 in the UK. So it's really significant, and we anticipate that that will have a huge uplift in terms of audience. And obviously for advertisers, that will mean bigger audiences, more interesting audiences for them to target in all sorts of different ways. So they can use demographics, we can do one-to-one matching through our clean room partner Infosum. So it's a really, really exciting development for us.
And these are digital style advertising capabilities in that tool set, the likes of which perhaps linear traditional TV buyers were not accustomed to. How are you finding them embracing these opportunities, and are they coming in asking for it, or are they having to be led to it?
So we developed a couple of years ago a platform which is called Planet V, and that is our demand side sort of platform. It's end-to-end programmatic, and it's been rolled out to pretty much all of the agency partners that we have in the UK. So they've got very used to using that in order to buy targeted campaigns through ITV Hub. And that will now sync seamlessly with ITVX, but because of the size and scale of X, that will give them far more sort of capabilities. So yes, they're getting used to it. It is a different way of working with TV, but it's one that I think they're asking for, and we're very keen to develop. And certainly the ambition for Planet V is that it will hold not just ITV inventory, but also inventory from other broadcasters in the UK as well. So it should become, we hope, the kind of premium TV inventory, place to buy for anybody who's looking for a TV campaign.
And traditionally, TV buyers bought that big audience, that big, ITV is known for big primetime shows with, sketchy linear measurement on the back end, but you're increasingly leaning into offering outcomes measurement as well. Could you tell us about what you're offering, who you're working with?
Yeah, sure. So I think, it's really interesting. I came from an agency background, and when I went to ITV, what struck me was the fact that actually we didn't have very much in the way of understanding really about what TV campaigns did for our customers. And I guess that's not surprising, because actually a lot of that measurement exists either in the hands of agencies or in the hands of customers. We don't have a natural return path metric like Facebook or Google do. But increasingly, as TV has to fight for its share in a kind of growing advertising market, what we've been investing in is finding ways to try to get a better understanding of the outcomes that TV advertising delivers, and that's actually across linear and across digital. So what we're doing is partnering with a wide range of suppliers, so people like Advertiser, people like Viewers Logic. We've got lots and lots of sort of pilots in market at the moment, looking to see if we can measure and kind of very rigorously sort of quantify the impacts on things like outtakes. So we're looking at a whole range of brand uplift partners. We're looking at digital intermediate metrics. So we're exploring the way in which TV drives auction performance. So by kind of lifting people's ad rankings, we're also looking at sort of search queries, at website traffic. And we're also going to try and do some work to look at business outcomes as well. So it's a really, I think, very ambitious and exciting programme, and one that we think is critical to help us retain the price premium that TV has always traditionally been able to get.
When the SVODs were in the peak of their growth over the last 5 years or so, it was seen as paid-for VOD shows were seen as the thing to offer, and a lot of free ad-supported providers leapt to offer just that, with varying degrees of success. Now that the economy is in the state it's in, we have the rise of AVODs and fast services, which are threaded into the ITVX offering. Do you think that 2023 is going to be like a good year to be a free advertising-supported TV provider?
I certainly hope so. But yes, more seriously, I think it will be, because I think what we are anticipating is that now that people like Netflix have obviously introduced an ad-funded tier, our belief is probably what you'll see is people possibly downgrading from their more expensive subscriptions to the ad-funded one. So that may not bring new people in. So we think actually that the market for ad-funded streaming is going to be really good, and particularly the economy may help us in that regard, certainly.
Give us some examples of the kinds of modern executions that can be achieved with Planet V.
Okay, so we've just done some really exciting deals with retail partners, so both with kind of Tesco and Boots. We think that retail media is going to be, well, it is, isn't it? It's the kind of new thing, and it's growing really fast. So we're incredibly excited that now we have that capability. That will mean, for example, if you are Fever-Tree, who make premium tonic water, that you can now target gin buyers in Tesco. Or if you are, I don't know, if you're launching a new lipstick, for example, then you can target, heavy consumers of cosmetics through Boots. So there's some really exciting retail opportunities. I think another thing that I'm particularly excited by is automated content recognition. So we have created a tool that basically helps us build a product so that if you want to target, for example, moments where people are eating, not just shows that are about food, it will look at all of the ITV content and it will pass that and basically build you a schedule that's based on that context. So we think that's a really exciting development. We know that advertisers are always very keen to target contextually, and this lets us do that potentially at scale.
Do you think that mainstream linear viewers are ready for targeted ads in the living room based on their loyalty card shopping behaviour, for example?
I think if it's done at scale, it's a really good question, and I think that we're going to have to find the right balance between something that is targeted to be relevant versus something that is so targeted that it becomes uncomfortably difficult for people. I suspect with something like the example you gave with boot shoppers, there are so many boot shoppers who, cosmetics is a very large market. So unless we're talking about targeting people who buy a particular shade of lipstick, I would imagine that falls into the interested and relevant category. But I think it is going to be a journey. And I think, the other side of the equation is for advertisers, at what point does the incremental cost of targeting become too much to outweigh the sort of the very small audience that you get in return for that? So I think all of that is a really exciting learning journey for us in terms of understanding how target advertising works, and how incrementally effective it needs to be to really sort of provide that kind of additional ROI boost.